talking about Liverpool. You see what happened with Liverpool this season. They spent a lot. I think $500 million.
I heard that rumor, yes. Yeah.
So, but now they have lost 3 consecutive games. Maybe by the time we
Against which clubs did they lose?
No, against PSG.
Yes.
They lost against is it Crystal Palace? I don't remember.
They lost to some mediocre team.
They lost to but Crystal Palace. They always lose to Crystal Palace, though. Oh, it's always like that.
Yeah, it's the boogie team.
Because they've lost to Crystal Palace in the Charity Shield or something.
Right.
Then they lost in the league again. So they always lose to Crystal Palace. That's their boogie. That's their boogie side.
Yeah, I don't know much about football. I do know that I support the Gunners.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, all my mates in Zululand used to support Manchester United.
Mr.
So I decided, no, I need to go somewhere else. So I decided, let's go for Arsenal. And so my whole philosophy in life is I support Arsenal and any team that plays against Liverpool.
Any team which plays against Liverpool?
Yeah, I'll support them.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Or like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But anyway, so we haven't greeted the viewers. You guys, welcome to my show. This is Uncle Joe's Diaries, and today it's an honor. You see, sometimes there are gigs where you just sit down and have a conversation, and you guys maybe this time you need to sit down and watch and listen, because I've got loads of wisdom to be downloaded at this time. This is a once in a lifetime kind of conversation. You know what I mean? I'm lucky. I always spend a lot of time with him. But for you guys, you need to sit down and listen carefully. This is the man, the myth, Mr. Ivan Botha. Welcome to the show.
Joe, thank you so much. Yes, I'm extremely nervous because I have no idea what you got in store for me. But it's always a pleasure having a chat to you.
I've never seen you this nervous before.
Yeah, I normally speak to people just on the cuff. Exactly. Nothing is ever planned with me. My wife says, but I should speak more often. I believe I have a face for radio. I shouldn't be on TV.
In the voice.
And the voice.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So all I do speak about is things that have happened in my life, and I'm very outspoken about certain things, and what I believe is right. It does offend a lot of people sometimes, but you know me, and I think you realize where it comes from. It doesn't come from an ugly place. It comes from a place of caring. I think in this world today, we tend not to care about other people. It's all about me, myself, and I believe if we start caring about other people, the energy will be translated back to us. We will be blessed. We will be. So just a basic philosophy in my life. Yeah.
But before we go to what you have achieved in life and all other things, I want to understand your background. Where did this man come from?
This man, Joe wants to make me cry. Yeah. Okay, so I was born in Port Elizabeth. My father used to work on the railways. Those days, the railways wasn't a fancy job. It was more for, without offending anybody, it was more like a below middle class kind of job, kind of thing. It's not a prestigious job whatsoever. But he worked himself up, and he was called a station master.
Oh.
So he used to go to all these stations all over Port Elizabeth. So I grew up for the first couple of years of my life on a farm in Port Elizabeth with my grandparents.
Okay.
Then I remember the first house we ever had was in a place called Darnell. It's Zulu. And
Zulu, yeah.
And so I grew up and I went to school there. For the people who don't know, my first language is not English.
Your first language is not English?
No, my first language is not English. I speak Afrikaans at home.
Oh.
I've taught my wife to speak Afrikaans, and I will always be Afrikaans. But growing up in Zululand, those days, there was only an English school.
Okay.
So I used to go to school, and my mom says I used to run away from school because the people wouldn't speak my language. But I learned to speak a bit of Zulu. I grew up with the Zulu boys on the cane fields, and that's basically where I was raised.
Okay. Can I just let's pause for you there. Hope, can you please switch off? I think there's something which is making noise.
Put the chillers off.
The chiller off.
Put all the chillers off.
I don't know where the director and the producer has gone to. Yeah. You know how it is. So, so those guys are making a little bit of noise. I'm afraid that they might pick up noise here.
Just put them off, all of them. Yeah.
Are you winning?
There's a switch on every machine. Just switch every machine off.
Hope there's a switch on every machine.
On the machine, there's a switch.
On the machine.
In the front of the machine. There should be a switch.
Well, okay, fine. Maybe you can continue. You still.
On the front.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So I think now it makes a little bit of sense. All right.
Yeah, so Zululand is where I grew up. That's where I learned to speak. What I've done is I've never forgotten what my roots. I think the most important thing in life is to remember your roots.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I remember there was a gentleman, his name was Bernard. He used to work with my dad on the railways, and he was in a terrible train accident.
Yeah.
And he had his leg shortened. And, in those days, it was the apartheid years. Okay, it was those years. So Bernard lost his job. We got him, and my dad said to him, "No, you come work with us in the house." So we had like a house boy.
Oh,
so
a
Bernard,
houseboy.
So Bernard was a house boy. He made sure the house was clean. When most people didn't have maids, we had Bernard.
Do you know that we have got a place called a boys' car?
No.
So in a main house,
Yeah.
right? And if you are a houseboy,
Yeah.
you have got your smaller room which is outside. Like
Yeah, but you're in charge of that house, eh? So you look after all the other maids. And
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, we didn't have all the other maids. We just had Bernard. we just had Bernard, and we had Bernard's kaya was next to the garage. Okay, he had a bachelor apartment, fancy word for a room. But this is what I want to tell you about Bernard. So I used to go to school, and I hated going to school because I wouldn't speak my language. And we had, those days, we used to call it dikwiel fiets. It was a bicycle with these thick tires. I don't know if you've seen
Okay,
I don't know if they still use them. The one light on the front like this, and and you put these things in the spokes, and the spokes as it goes. So that was Bernard. And in the morning, Bernard would load me onto the handlebars, and with his one leg, he would pedal. And he would take me to school. And then 1:30, 1:45, when the school came out, Bernard was at the school, and he would paddle me back to. Those are some great memories that I have of this. Zululand was great for me. I mean, fishing in the river. Unfortunately, life carries on, and we have to move on. But I love Zululand. I think the people are fantastic. I think the Zulu people, I think they get a bad rap.
Is it?
Yeah, I think they get a bad rap. I think they're such cool people. Yeah.
If you ask me, I'm married to a Xhosa lady, so I'm not gonna say this Zulu. Okay.
You know what? It's because you can't say anything. I know all about Xhosa ladies. They wish you won't let him say anything.
They won't even say They won't say anything.
No. I got married about 6 years ago, Joe, and I've learned to keep quiet as well.
How are you managing? How are you managing? This is something which I also want to find out from you, with marriage and all those things. What have you learned? How do you adjust to it?
So, marriage for me and my wife Kelly. Kelly is the most wonderful thing that could have happened in my life. You know, we always take the piss out of women and wives and whatever. And I do too. But if I'm honest with you, I would not be half the man I am today if it wasn't for my wife. And you know what? It's not because she tells me what to do. When I look at her eyes, I know, boy, you made a mistake now. Okay. And, you know, I quit drinking 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I used to be a professional and when it came to drinking. And my wife never asked me to stop. I stopped because I saw the pain, you know. And I think that's a very important thing, that men should learn to recognize their wives or their partners or something. Look, women, you never know what's going on in their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm the first one to say that. I think they confuse themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
But the small things that we can pay attention to is their body language, the way they look at you, the way. I've got to say to you ladies out there, don't be annoying. Don't nag your husband. You don't have to tell him every 6 months to do a job, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
That's true. That's
Okay?
true.
You don't have to tell him all the time. When your husband is happy or content, or actually has peace, I think is the better word.
Yeah, peace is the better
has
word.
peace. When he has peace, he will move the mountains for you.
That's true.
Okay. Do not, you know, we have this thing, we marry somebody, and by the way, men do this as well. Men do this as well. We marry somebody, and then we want to change them.
Oh, yeah.
Why did we marry them in the first place?
Exactly.
Huh? And I think, once again, it comes down to we need to accept people as they are. Okay. They will change when they want to change, when it is right for them to change.
That's
you
true.
know? Then is when all this fancy, beautiful stuff starts happening.
There's something which I always tell my guys, that when a man is at home, then he goes to his boys, and they're only men. They're having fun. When he leaves, he's a certain version, but when he comes back, he's a different but a better version of the man who left the house.
Yes. So a lot of ladies don't understand that. and when I'm talking to ladies, I'm talking about my wife.
Yeah.
So later on, if we speak long this, you'll realize where I come from. And I actually come from the streets. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't born into money. I didn't do anything. And to cut a long story short, when I came to Cape Town, I met this crowd of guys. These guys are diamonds in the rough. They're in a place here in Strand and Gordons Bay. You know, most people would call him, there's an Afrikaans word for it, it's called drek. Drek. It's like rubbish, you know. It's a drek with the bottom of the barrel, you know, those kind of guys. And they helped me start up a little business, a welding business, whatever, these guys. So I've been away, and I've been with Thirsty about 14 years now.
Okay.
Kelly knows if I'm not at the shop, she will only find me at one place. I will be back at these boys.
Oh.
Okay? Because I believe that these guys, when I had nothing, they were my friends.
Yeah.
Now that I have achieved something, why should I have different friends?
You see what I told you, that there's gonna be wisdom being downloaded. Yeah. This is it. So is this how you define loyalty?
Loyalty, yes. Loyalty for me is fiercely important in my life. I can't explain to people how fiercely I believe in people. I believe in people so much that my biggest job is to teach people their potential, because I see all of that potential. I see all of that loyalty. They don't see it themselves. And I think if we as human beings can teach people about their potential. A lot of guys don't know. You know, sometimes I have to sickle a little bit and think, yes, but Ivan, you're actually a rubbish. You know, because this is actually where you come from. And then I have to remind myself, but Ivan, no, you're not a rubbish. You have created something with your life. But who created that life for you? Did you create it yourself? Or did those guys which you met those years ago, did they have an influence? Those guys that you were mentioning just now, that you went to and you came back,
Yeah.
did they create the better version of me? I believe you, Joe. Yes, they did. When I go to my wife and I come back to work afterwards, my wife creates a better version of me when I'm at work. Okay? When I'm at work and I go home, the job scenario that I find myself in should create a better version of me. We should be educating and learning every day. And most of the learning that we do is subconscious.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It's not something you learn from a book. Subconsciously. All of a sudden, the way that I communicate with you is different because I learned something about your personality last week. So this week I'm speaking to you differently. Because we never really get time to sit like this and actually talk to each other. We at work, but we never really communicate. I don't really know what's happening in your family. I don't really know what's happening in your life. I think there, as human beings, we need to spend more time. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So you've traveled the world. I think you're one person who I know you have traveled possibly. How many countries have you been so far?
Kelly argues with me. Kelly's on 83.
83 countries.
I'm at about 70.
Okay.
Okay.
So where are the hottest chicks?
Oh, very true. Yeah.
You know, we are men. We shop around. You can see a car. And it doesn't mean that you're paying for it. But you'll be like, hey,
So I have this weakness in life. I have the utter weakness, and my wife knows it. I love massages. Oh, I go for massages all the time. You know, I've actually studied to be a masseuse. Okay. It's difficult massaging myself, so yeah. So every go I travel and I go for a massage somewhere. Kelly actually books them for me now.
Okay.
And the best massages, lots of people would say Thailand, and I agree. Thailand, yes, the ladies are professional there. Philippines, very, very good, very good. The worst, the French woman.
French.
No, they can't give massages. No, they can't give massages. You know, just because they got a sexy accent. No, there's been actually, you know what? The woman which I found the most intriguing though, are Icelandic women.
Serious?
I tell you what, and please, I don't want to upset anyone.
Yeah.
They're not the most beautiful.
Okay.
But I like them because they speak from the heart.
Ah.
You know, they are honest. And Icelandic men are like that as well, by the way. They say what they want to say, and be damned if you don't accept it. You know, it's what they are, and especially that is the one day I'm in Iceland. I'm sitting next to Kelly at a restaurant, and this lady walks up to me, and okay, Kelly looks like my daughter. Okay, so how many people tell me you travel with your daughter? No, it's my wife. Okay, for you guys that don't know, there's a 21-year age gap, but they say, are you married? I said, yes, this is my wife. And the lady says to me, please, you must send some of your South African men here because our men are ugly. Okay.
So they was just saying, confirming that you're handsome.
Oh, maybe trying to find some South African men. I think, look, South African men, if you look, they're good-looking men. South African men are good-looking men. Look, we got diversity in South Africa. I mean, we have, 11 different languages, 20 different groups of people or whatever. And South African people, for me, still the best people in the world. Out of all my travels, the question that I get asked the most, what is the most favorite country in the world?
Yeah.
I tell you what, here in Stellenbosch, where we are right now,
is it?
Nowhere in the world could we live the lifestyle we have here. In a lot of countries are beautiful, it's too expensive.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Some countries are cheap, but it's dirty and ugly. South Africa has found that balance. It's found that balance. Okay? If we can just get, Kaiser Chiefs to play some for proper football,
Yeah.
I'd be in heaven in South Africa.
I think the only thing which for me is challenging is crime. I think it's really. Did you see a clip which was circulating on social media of a guy who was murdered and they hanged him on an electric
Yeah,
tower?
shocking.
How?
Shocking. I don't always want to discuss politics because you know what? It makes me cry. It makes me very sad. It doesn't really upset me so much as being cross. It makes me so sad that people can do that to another human being
Yeah.
and then glorify it,
You see.
and say, this is what I've done. I mean, in my life, there's a lot of people that hurt me. There's a lot of people that I can go to. But there is no reason, I cannot find a reason to take somebody's life. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, so we have crime. You know what? And it's not going to help much, but crime is rife all over the world. It seems like the whole world is gone crazy.
Yep.
Okay, the whole world. And I don't. It's irrelevant who you vote for. Okay, but there should be some sense of common sense.
Yeah.
Here's me and you sitting together. Okay. Why can't people from Limpopo and the people from the Free State, why can't they sit and talk like this? Why can't they treat? Why does there have to be this aggression?
Aggression and animosity.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a worldwide thing, even in our travels now. I mean, we just got back from Portugal.
Oh, you were in Portugal?
Yeah.
Did you go to? Is it where does Ronaldo come from?
No, he comes from Madeira.
Madeira.
No, I took the piss out of them. I tell you what.
Oh, wow.
I said, Madeira. So Portugal's export business is screwed. They got no more export.
Oh.
They've already imported Ronaldo. So there's nothing else for them. No. So what I was going to say about Portugal is that Portugal is one of the countries that won't see me again.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
it's one of the countries that won't see me again. Not because it's a beautiful, beautiful. It is a beautiful country. The Douro Valley is beautiful, whatever. The Portuguese people in Portugal have got no clue what service is. They have.
Oh yes.
They have no clue
Yeah.
what service is. They have no clue how to treat guests. When I'm there and I have these discussions with a lot of people because a lot of people eventually find out that I'm in the restaurant business and the bar business. And they say, so what's the difference? I said, if you want service, come to Africa.
Yeah.
Because in Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Morocco, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Botswana, you will get Mozambique. I tell you, the service levels that you get here is on a different level.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, Joe, the biggest difference is the people in South Africa, they care. In Europe,
So
it's
the
a job.
service comes from the heart.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Remember, I spoke to this week. I spoke to everybody about caring, and this is my point I'm trying to make. When you care, people pick up. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
People pick up on that vibe. There's a philosophy I used to teach the staff when I was still with CNA long years and years ago. When you answer the telephone with a smile.
Oh yeah.
Smile on your face when you answer the phone. The person on the other side of the phone can feel that smile.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of Europe, and I'm talking a lot of Europe, I'm talking France, Spain, Portugal.
Yeah.
Italy is a little bit different, but most of those guys, it's a job. It's not a,
It's like a duty.
It's a duty. Africa is different, you know. I try to get so many people to come visit Africa. I actually offer people my house for free for a day, 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
Just before you make any comments about how bad Africa is, come check us out first.
Check it out. Yeah.
Come check it out first. Okay? Stop listening and watching all of this other stuff. Okay? Come check us out.
Yeah.
I invite you to my house. And then I will introduce you. Are we perfect? No. Hell no.
Yeah.
Not at all. But damn, we have an energy. We have a love. We have a caring that you don't find in other countries or in other continents. I'm talking Africa as a continent and the bits of Africa that I've seen. So yeah, Africa.
Okay, let's take a 10.
Yeah.
You own possibly one of the biggest, if not the biggest, pubs. You know, people walk in this establishment. For me, it's an institution because whoever lives here lives a different person. You know, we always laugh with my boys when we go out drinking. They're like, guys, we are sitting here for the past 15, 20 minutes. No drink. This doesn't happen at Thirsty's. At Thirsty's, maximum, it's 3 minutes. Otherwise, when you sit, you get your drink. How did this come out? The whole idea of running a pub and having the biggest, the most, how many taps do you have of alcohol?
Upstairs and downstairs, 74.
74 taps. That's massive.
Yeah. So once again, everything that I've done in my life is based on history. So when I came out of the military, I was a bit screwed in my head.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I wasn't in a good place, and I ended up in a place called Bloemfontein. And to cut a long story short, I got myself into some trouble, and I got a 5-year sentence.
Oh.
I was supposed to go to jail for 5 years. I was put away for 3 years. The rest was 3 months. The rest was
suspended.
Suspended.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So when I left Bloemfontein, I don't want to lie to you, I think it was about 17 rand in my pocket.
Shit.
A little bag, and Bloemfontein was too small. I was embarrassed, and I hiked. Got to a place called Joburg. Didn't know Joburg, never been to Joburg in my life.
Okay.
Ended up in a place called Springs, of all places. Now, if anybody knows Springs, they'll know it's where we grow moustaches to look like our mothers.
Oh.
Okay, it's one of those places. And I lived on the railway station for a couple of weeks, slept on the railway station, and I could hustle, but I could play some pool.
Yes.
And at the Springs railway station, right next to it was the International Hotel, and just next to it was the Jabula Hotel. Remember those days? Black and white people weren't allowed to drink together. So the Jabula bar was the happiness bar, where all the black dudes hung out. And the Springs Hotel, there were 2 bars. The men's bar, where only men were allowed, no ladies.
Oh, shit.
And the ladies' bar, where everybody was allowed, except if you were black. Okay, so you got the picture.
I got it.
Okay, so I used to go in the morning at about 10 o'clock would open, I'd hustle for pool. Those days a beer cost you about $2.
Yeah.
And I take 2 rand, I'll buy a beer, I'll leave the beer on the bar counter.
Shit.
And I'll play. If I lose, I'll give the guy my beer. If I win, which I normally did, the guy would buy me a beer and I'll put a beer there. And we'll play and I'll put a beer there. And when I've won about 3 beers, then I'll have 1 beer. So I always kept the beers backup.
Oh, yeah.
And when I started losing, I just gave them that beer, so I wouldn't have to buy a beer. And I remember there's a shop around the corner, and at the end of the evening, it was a 24-hour shop.
Yeah.
And 10, 11 o'clock when the pub closes, I'll take the money and I'll go buy some bread and cheese. That was my diet. And then one day I walked in there and there was this Portuguese guy, but he had red hair, John De Silva. He looked at me and he said to me, "But what do you do? What do you always?" I said, "Well, I don't have a job," and I was honest with him. I said, "I just got out of jail. I got this." He says to me, "Have you ever worked in a bar before?" I said, "No, but I can learn." He says, "This is what I'll do for you." He says, "I'll give you 400 rand a month. 400 rand a month. I'll give you 3 meals.
Yo,
I'll give you 3 meals a day and a roof over your head.
Yeah. And
So
in
I
your
was in
situation-
heaven, bro. I was in heaven.
Shit.
Okay. So I stayed at the Springs Hotel. Of course, there they rented the rooms per hour, so you also know what kind of establishment that was.
Yeah.
And I started working for John De Silva. Today in this business, John taught me what I know. Okay, he put the ground rules, the basics. One thing John did teach me was ethics,
Yeah.
morality, which I didn't care about. I didn't give a shit about people. I didn't care about people. They weren't important in my life. John took me and made me part of his family, and this is how it started. So, to cut all of that off, eventually my life went on. I had a club in Melville at 7th Street, and eventually found my way to Cape Town. Came when we started Thirsty Scarecrow. When we started Thirsty Scarecrow, we started as an 80-seater. 80. That was Thirsty Scarecrow when we started. And I never had this idea about craft beer and pubs. So once we had built it, I didn't have any money, so the guys should know as well, I had learned how to weld. So I built all the tables and chairs, the bars, everything that you see inside Thirsty Scarecrow. These hands,
DIY.
I bought them. You know, you know what I'm very proud to say. It's 14 years, they're still here. You know,
Exactly.
we've changed some stuff in the interim from some other builders.
Yeah.
But any case, so we came and we did that, and the company who actually made me successful is South African Breweries.
Oh, South African beer breweries.
Yeah,
okay.
they made me very successful because once we had built the bar, and I phoned breweries and I asked them for a fridge
Oh yeah.
so that I could stock Castles and Black Labels and just have this 80-seater bar. Breweries turned me down. The lady who spoke to me, that I can't remember what her name is, I know she was selling Grolsch or something at that stage, said to me that no, they can't see us selling beer in the wine route.
In the winelands.
In the winelands, yeah, they can't sell it. So they wouldn't give me a fridge.
Shit.
So now I'm stressed because now I don't know what to do. I can't even afford a fridge. And a mate of mine, you guys might know him, he's from family, his name is Dion Bing. He came in with a couple, he said to me, Ivan, you know what? There's a lot of craft beer business.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell is craft beer? So 14 years ago, the craft beer business, Joe, that was rubbish. That beer that came was rubbish. Okay? And even the guys at Brew Novel, they should admit that. It was rubbish. But that's all we stocked. Okay? So at Thirsty Scarecrow, you were guaranteed to get a warm beer.
Guaranteed to get a warm. Because there's no fridge.
There's no fridge, so we're pouring from the kegs. There were no chillers. You were guaranteed to get a warm, stale
Yeah.
beer. And
Eish.
I don't know what happened. People just came out. And I would like to think it was because of Kelly's food.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I think Kelly's a wonderful chef. And I think that's why a lot of people kept on coming back. And then, of course, then the craft beer hit.
Oh, yeah.
And by the time the craft beer hit, I had saved enough money to put fridges, to put chillers, to get stuff. And when the craft beer hit, we changed Thirsties from an 80-seater to a 700-seater to 1,000, and now what, 1,200, I think, when we're running upstairs and downstairs and full.
1,200.
Yeah, when we're running max
That's
capacity.
massive.
Yeah. So, but once again, if you notice my story, nothing of the story has got to do with me. It wasn't this great epitome that I had, this great vision that I had. It was little bits. You know, when we started doing the craft beer, I said to Kelly, how many people have got 50 beers on tap? No, nobody. Okay, let's be the first people to put 50 beers on tap.
Oh.
Okay? How many people have got these cocktails and nobody? I said, well, let's be the first person to do this.
Okay.
You know, who's got, and our business just grew with that. So our business is the success of our business is due to the people that are still here, the people that were here, okay, the staff that have been here. Everybody has brought their input, and I think the wisest thing that I could do is listen to my staff, listen to people. I think normally when you find a guy in my position, it's normally what I say goes, and no, you need to listen. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's your decision. Oh, my decision, but it's basically because of the staff and our suppliers. I mean, the guys have supported us. I mean, KWV, I mean, they've just been fantastic to us. Erdinger, Flair Beverages, they've been, the guy from Lockstonia, they've been here all the time. Dragon, I mean, these guys have been here for 14 years already. You know, so they're like family to us. It's not just a business. And then you were talking about the beers, white takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one thing that John did teach me. He says, we need to serve people as we would like to be served ourselves. Now, there's a biblical story about that as well, eh? In the Gospels, you know, treat people as you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
And so when people come in, we greet them. Everybody wants to be greeted. The nicest thing on any human being's ear is the sound of their own name. If a customer comes in and you say, how's it, Gert? Hello, Koos. Hello, Piet, or whatever their names are.
Yeah.
They feel like they own a part of your business.
And which
Okay.
I think they do.
Yes, they do. They do it. It becomes, and that's where loyalty comes in, where loyalty becomes fiercely loyal, and then they bring their friends and they bring their mates and they bring everything. I think that's where we have to be. So yeah, I know, you know better than most people. I have this thing for poor service. I can't tolerate it. I just hate it when somebody sits without a drink or without food or without that. But I'm working on myself. I mean, we'll get there one day. Yeah, so this is basically how it came in. And Thirsty Scarecrow just grew from something small, which is something that we never. You
never anticipated. You never thought.
Never. Not even, Joe. Not even in my wildest dreams. You know, sometimes when I sit at the back here in the office, you know, people come to me and they say, Ivan, have you ever just stopped for 10 minutes and thought about Thirsty Scarecrow and what you've achieved?
Yeah.
No. I'll tell you something. It's just a little interesting little story. So I had, in my lifetime, I got a very colorful life. But in my life story, I had an opportunity to sermon a little bit. And I was in this one church, and I was sermoning. And when I finished the sermon, I walked down the aisle and waited for the congregation outside. And I greeted the congregation. And while I was greeting everybody, I said to myself, Ivan, that was a brilliant sermon. And that's the last time I ever sermon. You know why, Joe?
Yeah.
Why? Because all of a sudden, the emphasis was on me.
Oh, yeah.
And not the main topic. I thought that I was so fantastic that I didn't need anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
So I never had a sermon after that. I still, you know me, I still now and then talk about things like this.
Yeah.
But the same here in our restaurant. When people say that, if soon as I start thinking about what I've achieved, I'm lying to myself. Because I didn't achieve this. My staff achieved this. My suppliers achieved this. Our customers achieved this. I was just the steering wheel. Okay? So the little bit that I could play part in this business, I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity to be able to do something like this.
And besides you having the largest pub, you also do a lot of functions. How did this idea come into play?
I was desperate for money.
Okay.
Yeah, so we bought this piece on the top here, and we were going to do a double restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And then eventually by this time, I started getting some brains. And I started thinking like a businessman. I'd quit drinking. And I was starting thinking like a man should think and not.
Yeah.
And then I realized that.
Drinking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I realized that if I have a restaurant up here and downstairs here, you're going to pay double the wages, double the whatever, and you're going to have the same amount of people.
Okay.
So I said, no. Upstairs here, we'll have it as a function venue. And I said, so who do we have to give something back to? The Stellenbosch students.
Oh yeah, the students.
We have to give them something back. So when the Stellenbosch students book with us or something, we have a special price for the students. So that's the one thing that drives. So we do a lot of Haste Dancer, of course, Haste Dancer, a lot of student functions, a lot of 21sts, parties like that. And then we've been blessed. I mean, we do a couple of comedy shows. We do a couple there. Our quiz nights are very popular, which we have upstairs. So that all gets hosted upstairs. And then, of course, we do the tastings. I mean, we do where loyalty comes in, for example, after COVID, or during COVID, the second week of COVID, I was actually downstairs here. There was nobody in the shop. And I was just crying to myself, and I was thinking, my business is ruined. I can't. And Kelly, my wife, walked up to me and she gave me a hug and she says, don't worry, sweetie, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. So we survived COVID. You know, we survived COVID. We had a lot of support from a lot of the local people, a lot of the companies, a lot of the businesses. And we survived COVID. And the tasting started. The first one we ever did was KWV brandy tasting.
Okay, KWV. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we did a brandy tasting in the front of the restaurant. Small, 30, 40 people came, whatever. Now when we do a brandy tasting, it's almost 200 people. But in any case, just to give you an idea. And from then until today, I never charged for a tasting. And the reason why, when I did the first tasting, I wanted to give something back to the community. I didn't have money at that, so I didn't have some, but I could give somebody one night for people who have struggled, if they can't get out for the week, if they can't get away for the week. One night you can come to Thirsty Scarecrow and you don't have to pay for your drinks. You come here, you do a tasting with us, be it wine, be it brandy, be it gin. And while I'm here, I will never charge for a tasting, because I will never forget how close we were to closing because of COVID. And the people that joined together and helped Thirsty Scarecrow survive.
Yeah.
Joe, if it wasn't for these people, me, you, 65 of the staff here wouldn't have a job. So, yeah, the tastings up here, that's very close to my heart. And that's loyalty, I think.
And if I can ask you, do you remember the first beer you had in the shop? Yeah, your first one.
I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't a beer.
What was it?
Okay, guys, so Joe doesn't know me this long. Yeah, so I'm a tequila boy.
Oh yeah,
I'm a tequila boy. And so I used to have a bottle of tequila by lunchtime.
A bottle of tequila by lunchtime.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be shots. It would be in a beer glass with 2 or 3 ice blocks, and I would suck it down. So 3 or 4 beer, and then we're done, and I'd have a couple of drinks. So you can understand why I had to quit drinking. Yeah, I had a problem.
What do you think? What problem? Give me one problem which you felt like shit, I need to stop.
No. I never felt like it. No. Actually, other people had a problem with me when I was drinking. No, actually, no. So, there were a couple of things that I would do, and it's not my proudest moments. When I used to drink and I used to get aggressive.
Oh.
You know, I used to I just used to be an arsehole. You know, I'm an arsehole most times, but those days it was worse. You know, and I'm outspoken as it is today. Those days I was outspoken, but I was stupid.
Oh.
Okay, I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't have a decent conversation with somebody. Everything had to be a joke. Everything had to be funny. Everything had to be. I mean, we see those guys at Thirsty Scarecrow. When I sit at the back and I think to myself, shit, Ivan, that was you. You know? And I'm glad that, look, I'm glad that people always say to me, Ivan, but will you never drink again? No, I won't ever drink again. And they say, but I'm sure you can have one beer. Yeah, I'm sure I can have one beer. But then I have to start on day one again.
Oh.
Okay? I'm on day 2,236 at the
Do you
moment.
know the days?
I know the date. Today, 2,236 days ago was the last time I had a drink.
Yo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
So, yeah, just over 7 years.
But how did you feel when you were like, you know what, this is my last glass. I'm not gonna touch alcohol anymore.
It didn't actually happen that way. I was being stupid on a Saturday night.
Oh.
I was drinking at the back. I'll never forget, with 2 or 3 Dutch ladies and their husbands and whatever. And I was just being an arsehole. And I came back to work on Sunday. There was an issue, so I went to the cameras in the back, and I looked on the cameras what was happening, and I saw myself.
Were you
I
dancing
was-
naked?
Yeah, I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Okay. I went home on Sunday. I said to my wife, I'm done. Fortunately, there was an AA meeting in Stellenbosch on that Tuesday. Went to the AA meeting, looked at it, and I thought, you know, I'm not really into these soppy stories. I'm just going to handle it myself. Yeah, so that Saturday was the last drink I ever had. Yeah.
What's your biggest regret on that time? Like, what, something which you can sit down and say, you know what, fine, I messed up the night and
What my biggest regret?
Yeah.
It's most of my regrets that I have is the way that I spoke to people, or the lack of understanding with people. You know, I think those are my biggest regrets. Not physically doing something, not physically, this or this. As a whole, not the way that I treated people. You know, the way that at one stage now. So I go speak to this gentleman every couple of weeks, you know, about what I said. My wife says I don't speak to people, but it's not true. I'm speaking to you.
Yeah.
But in any case, I lost track of what I was talking about now. Look at this. I want to talk so much rubbish. Yeah. So it wasn't this one thing. I would just be rude. And you know, when you start a business, that's what I wanted to say. So when you start a business, and remember when I started, I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I had nothing to lose. I had nothing, and regret. So after about 4 years or 5 years in this business, you know, you should realize, but we're here. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's it. You get arrogant, Joe. In Afrikaans, woord is windgat.
Windgat.
Windgat, yeah. You get windgat. You get arrogant.
Yeah.
Look what I've done. We had the conversation about look what I've done.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you have that, and then you treat people as second-class citizens because you're the man. Okay, that's what I went through. You know, it might be impossible, but if there's anybody listening to you now who I've been rude or ugly to or something, you know what? The hardest part for me right now is to find them and to apologize.
Oh yeah.
You know, I try to do it at least once a year. Try
At least
get
once.
everybody together and say, guys, you know what? I screwed up.
I think that's one thing which humbles me a lot when you come and is with your position in such an establishment, then but you still call someone and say, you know what, I'm sorry about yesterday, how I spoke to you. I think for me it's one thing which I always look at you and I'm like, wow, I don't think I can do that.
I think if you realize where I come from, every opportunity in life that you get is a blessing. We all understand that.
Yeah.
But every opportunity which you get where you can see your fault and apologize, that's a bigger blessing. Because that person who listens to you thinks exactly the same way. You know, why is this guy apologizing? He doesn't have to apologize to me. The apology is not to make you feel better. The apology is to make me feel better.
The person who did wrong.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's to make me feel better. It's to, you know, yes, I do apologize. I don't want to do it to you again. Yes, it's a sincere apology to you. But it is something within yourself. So I find it very difficult. People say, I never say I'm sorry. I don't have to say it. And then I think to myself, what a pitiful life you must live. That your whole life is all about you.
Yeah.
Huh? It's just, people get it's silly. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think apologies, gratefulness is something that we as human beings need to spend more time doing. I had that conversation with you guys, you know, a couple of months ago. I had a staff meeting over there. And, you know, my staff meeting is a little bit more than just staff. Yeah. And one of our waiters came to me, and he's from Malawi, a very nice young man. He came to me and he shook my hand and he said, "Boss, thank you so much for seeing us." And I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know what he meant. I see you every day. I mean, I didn't know what he meant. And it took me a while to process what he was saying to me. It's a lot to do with history.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do with the position I hold and he holds within the business. And then I realized that he's actually paying me a huge compliment. It's a huge compliment when somebody says, you know, thank you for seeing me. So this week I had another meeting with the guys again, and I brought it up. I won't mention this young man's name. And I said to him, I do see you. I do see you, all 65 staff. My problem is, do you see me?
Yeah.
Do you see that I'm trying, that I'm making an effort? Not that I'm special, not that I'm a boss of the place. It's got nothing to do with it. What I want people to see as a whole, that as a human being, we are trying. And if somebody's trying, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
that's basically what I'm thinking. I think that's what we all ask for, yeah.
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 You know how it is. So, Thirsties is now. Where is it heading? I know now you've got dreams. When you started, you didn't have anything and you were like happy with the 100 bags, or you know what I mean?
You know, Joe, my first paycheck here was 3,000 rand.
3,000 rand.
You know, I still have a Capitec bank account. I still take 3,000 rand a month. My wife won't let me take any more money. I still have a Capitec account. And I think it's in wallet in my car. And you know, I have a Capitec account, by the way.
Yeah.
And I give Capitec some marketing here.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, good.
No
You know why I have a Capitec?
Yeah.
Because when I started here, breweries wouldn't give me a fridge. I had no support from nobody.
Okay.
You know, Capitec was the first company who invested in Thirsty Scarecrow. So you know your big TV there by the end?
Yeah.
Capitec gave us that TV.
Oh, interesting.
Before any alcohol company, cigarette company got involved, nobody believed in us.
But a financial institution came
Except Capitec, which was completely
different.
unheard of.
Yeah.
It's unheard of. Where would they do this? So, fiercely loyal to Capitec. Okay? My speed points, my credit card machines. Fiercely loyal for a simple thing that they saw me. They heard me. They listened to me. And they did what they could do. They couldn't give me thousands of rands, but they could give me a TV. Because remember, that was the first TV I ever had.
Oh.
I couldn't afford a TV. I couldn't afford a fridge.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So these guys came and gave me a TV. So Capitec, once again, thank you very much. And fiercely loyal to them. Yeah.
Interesting. But just to maybe to keep it all,
No?
how would you want to be remembered? You know, one day you pass. How do you want to be remembered?
As a guy that tried.
Guy that tried.
Yeah, I tried. There's a lot of ways you could remember me. There's a lot of very ugly ways that you can remember me. And I can't blame those people for what they believe, and I can't blame them. As an individual human being, I want you to be remembered as somebody that mattered, somebody that cared, not just about their friends, but about everybody. Somebody that tried to create a better life, not just for themselves, but for other people.
Yeah.
Somebody who tried to get people see the best within themselves. And that's very difficult because people, they tend not to believe in themselves too much these days because there's so much stuff going around where especially young men are told how useless they are and it's so difficult, especially speaking to young men. I would like to be remembered as a guy that has spoken to young men and said, guys, life is cool, you know. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay? You're perfect the way you are. Just work at it every day. Work at it. I think for me that's the best of it. Money is not driven me. I never said.
You're not a flashy guy.
No.
You still drive a...
Hey, I put on my best clothes for you.
No, clothes I give it to you. There are sometimes when you come and you are all pimped now, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I don't do flash. I don't. So for me, it's a friend of mine passed away yesterday. My wife sent me the message this morning, and Gilly, and I think I mentioned it to you guys as well. I said, life is so short.
Yeah.
Life is unbelievably short. Sounds like a cliche. Everybody dies. Life is short. Yeah, life is short. You know, 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, I broke my back. Mm-hmm. I was very, very fortunate to work. Okay. The year before that, I was paralyzed in my left arm. They had to operate me through my neck, put the stents into my back. Very fortunate to be able to get the use of my left arm back. Okay. What it has taught me in those periods, life is short.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to do flashy things. You do have to do the small things consistently. Okay? Smile consistently. Greet people consistently. Not when you want to. Consistently. My favorite book. I might have told you guys. Guys, check it out. Okay? It's called The Alchemist. Do yourself a favor. Go check out that book. Paulo Coelho, Spanish author. Writes about a little shepherd boy from, I think it's Andalusia. He's looking for the meaning of life. And he travels and he finds his meaning of life. I'm not going to tell you too much about the story, but it's a short book. Read it. It's about a boy that finds himself and the love eventually after all of these travels. But what he endures during these travels and how he believes in energy and giving it. And I bet you, Joe, I'm actually going to buy the book. I'm going to give it to you. You're going to read it and you're going to do a podcast on that book.
I'm going to, yeah.
Okay, because in every single page in that book, if you don't see yourself, then I tell you,
Interesting.
I'm no good. That book is so touching that you actually, in every page that you read, you are that little boy that sells his father's sheep, moves from Andalusia across to Morocco, to Algeria, to Libya, to Egypt. Okay. Very touching book, and it's the way I live my life. I try to live my life that way. But what do I expect from Thirsties from now on? Joe, I'm 60 this year. And I think Thirsty Scarecrow is, I think what people would call a legacy.
Yeah,
my
it is.
legacy,
It
Kelly's
is.
legacy.
It is.
I don't really know, Joe. I haven't thought of it because I'm still living day to day. Have we had offers for the restaurant? Yes. Crazy. Will I sell it? Sometimes I get so pissed off I just want to get rid of it. And then I think to myself is, who else is going to run this place? Who else is going to care enough to be able to run this place? Myself and Kelly and the people that we have here right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I won't sell it. Not now, any case.
At least not now, yeah.
Even not now. And look, and if I do sell it, Joe, it will have to come with a lot of strings attached.
Oh, yeah.
My people will have to stay. There's no ways that I'm selling it to somebody and he's letting 20 of my staff go. That's not going to happen. Okay, then I'll keep it. Okay, if you want to change too much here or there, and then I might as well stay here. You know, I'll become that guy who sits in the back here and has a cup of coffee, reads a newspaper.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, no big thoughts on Thirsty Scarecrow.
You're living a day as it comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about. That's how we started, one day at a time. Like I said, we never had these big plans to start. We don't have these big plans to finish. Will Thirsty Scarecrow ever be finished? I don't think so.
It took to grow. It's still growing.
I don't think so. I think Thirsty Scarecrow is special. Remember, this might piss off some people, but I'm going to say this. When I started at Thirsty Scarecrow, when people were talking about this place, they were talking at a place called Mooiberger.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Yes,
this, Mooiberger?
Yes.
So where are you going? Mooiberger. And then when people just phone me and say, okay, where are you? I said, I'm at Thirsty Scarecrow. Where's that? No, it's at Mooiberger. Oh, I know where Mooiberger is. 7 years ago, 8 years ago, people phone you. We're at Mooiberger.
Yeah.
Where's that? I said, it's near Thirsty Scarecrow. Oh, I know where Thirsty Scarecrow is. Okay. The mindset has changed. The business has changed. Thirsty Scarecrow has become, I think you said it in the beginning, an institution.
Yeah, it's an institution, yeah?
It's an institution. And you know, the gratefulness that myself and Kelly have, it's just unbelievable. You know, when myself and Kelly sit sometimes, we light the fire and we sit and we talk about Thirsty Scarecrow, and we talk about things that have come and gone, and things that and somehow we try to count our blessings for Thirsty Scarecrow. And then I've realized, you know, Thirsty Scarecrow, we've had these great baby showers. We've had weddings up here. We've people who propose to each other here. We've had the student haze dancers here. We've had things at Thirsty Scarecrow, which people, thousands of people, will never forget because it was such an important part of their life.
Exactly.
And I'm going to say this to you, Joe.
Yeah.
You especially affect so many people's lives every day in what you do. One day, just sit down and think. Just, without being arrogant, just think. And you will come to realize that we need to stop. Well, I'm talking about myself. Stop acting like an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's actually people that look at you. I have a problem. I cuss a lot. Have you noticed? I've been trying not to.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I'm on stage in the front, I try these days not to, because there's actually people that listen to you. I never realized that until a year ago. It took me 59 years to realize that sometimes when I say things, it affects people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's where I want to be remembered. I want a nice guy. I just want to be remembered as a nice guy, just, and not when you compare me, Chuck, don't fucking mourn and cry. Come to Thursdays, have a jaw. Actually, you know what you do? You open that pallet of tequila at the back there, and you get everybody shit-faced. Okay, on tequila. And if they don't want tequila, send them to Botha. Okay. Yeah, I think that's true. There's nothing fancy. Myself and Kelly do have. I will put something in here, which you will be the first to hear. So we had this conversation. If you guys that don't know, I'm 60. My wife is almost 40. And we decided that this year coming it's time. So when I looked at your little son running up, I had this big smile on my face.
He's a joy.
Yeah.
He's a joy.
And I'm so looking forward to that. So hopefully next year that is the big dream.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Yeah. Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
So that's myself and Kelly's dream, I think, going forward.
Amazing.
And I'm really, really looking forward to that. But the old man, I hope all the plumbing works.
No, man, age is just a number. Age is just a number. You need to have the little one running around this place. So,
how old is your little one?
He's a year and a half now.
Year and a half.
Yeah, it's too much.
So
age.
he'll be about 3 years, and this one is 1.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
you'll drag him along.
You'll hold his hand and show him.
You're gonna play some football on this grass patch we have over here.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would like to say, Ivan, thank you so much. This has been an honor. I think I'm one of the luckiest people to be able to sit down with you and have a chat. I know people look at you and like, Ivan, and I'm one of those guys who I don't ever close the door to you. I always come and talk to you, whatever I want to say, and I really say it. And I'd like to say thank you so much for opening this place and opening your heart and talking to the people. I understand there are a lot of people who learn from you, your resilience, what you went through, and how you grew up. And I think this is a lesson to a lot of people who sometimes they feel like, I let me just give up on life. I don't have anything.
So you know what I would like to do, Joe? What I really would like to do, and I had this discussion with one of the guys from KWV the other day. I would love to start something, and maybe we can do it together.
Yeah.
I would love to have an opportunity, maybe once a month, to get together up here, with a couple of young men, that feel like they need a little chat, a little conversation.
Yeah.
And we sit at a table over here, we get a couple of drinks, we sit down, and we just converse. We talk about life.
I think it's very important considering mental health.
Yes.
Men sometimes they just need to sit down and pour it out.
You know that mental health is a biggest issue amongst men than women. Okay. And I think with the young men of today, it's been made more and more and more difficult for them. You know, I listen. A lot of my mates are Kelly's mates, so they're a lot younger than me, and I see how their wives talk to them, and I think my wife would never speak to me that way, you know, and how is the word demasculating? It must be for them, how they get treated, how they get spoken, how they said, are they useless for this, or they can't do this, or they speak to their kids growing up, and they're speaking especially to the young boys, and I think it must be extremely difficult for a young man to actually grow up as a man.
As a man, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm talking about a man, I'm not talking about a bully. I'm talking about a man that has ethics and understanding and responsibilities and takes ownership. And you know what's a big thing? Who pays the bill on the first date? Is that the new thing that's going around? Yeah. In my life, it was never a question.
Yeah.
The man always paid. There's no ways a woman's paying for this bill. Where did we teach men that it's okay for a woman to pay? Where did we come wrong?
That's what's happening now.
Yeah. How is that okay? That's not raising men. So when did we learn that it's not okay to open the car's door for a lady?
Mm-hmm.
Where did we learn that? You know, where did we learn that it's you're going to a restaurant and it's not okay to pull the chair out for your wife or your girlfriend or your date for that matter, your grandmother for that matter?
Yeah.
Where did we learn to become? I can't call them men. I would love to actually talk to guys about that. And chat and have this opportunity to speak to her.
I think we definitely going to do a part 2 with you, because we still have got a lot of things to dig and talk about. But I'm so happy, I'm grateful, and I'm honored to have you. And I'd like to thank you so much for this opportunity. And to our fans, please, you guys continue supporting us. Subscribe and share this. This is your uncle, and I'm out of here. See you, catch you on the rebound. Out!